I think we are on the fulcrum of the old school, new school surveyor. And we're going to see that teeter-totter shift over to a new breed of modern surveyor with the technology to be able to survey any place at any time.
What we've seen in the last 10 to 15 years with surveying, it doesn't even look the same anymore. 3D models, drones, AI, LiDAR.
Forget how you always did it and tell me how can you do it in a fourth of the time and still do a quality job? How can we gather efficiently the most amount of data that we can gather and not miss anything?
Hi, I'm Ben Chinnaberry. I'm the survey director for QK4. My dad was a surveyor and I kind of learned the ropes from him, and it was kind of in my blood. When I came to QK4 and gained my license, I had enough field experience that I could see the data and I knew what I was collecting and how to collect it well. What QK4 gave me was the flexibility to make responsible decisions. And so equipment purchases, processing the information, and then pushing the limits of technology, I'm going to look to provide that to our clients. I enjoy providing survey to people who need the information and don't have any other options. It energizes me to be able to tell our clients, yeah, we can do that.
In about 2016-2017, Kentucky had roughly 1,000 bridges that were structurally deficient or load posted. And there was a decision made by the administration at that time to make it a priority.
Before the Bridging Kentucky program, we were delivering maybe 40 bridges a year. And now we were being tasked with delivering, upwards to 100 bridges per year.
Historically, a bridge survey for KYTC would be a 2 or 3 month process for our survey team.
When I first heard about the project, it had me worried because it sounded like we were going to be living on the road and never see our families again with all the amount of work that we had to get done.
It used to take us around 2 or 3 weeks from processing the bridge data that came in to getting a final product with the bridge modeled.
With a project this big, we couldn't do things the old way. We had to figure out ways to find efficiencies in every step of the project. And really it all starts with survey.
The process that was used to capture point cloud data, using LiDAR and other techniques, was really key to delivering the program in the schedule we needed, while also dramatically reducing our project development costs.
Once the field technicians knew the process, once the CAD technicians knew the process, at the end of the program, our field guys really only needed 2 or 3 days. And the CAD technicians had done so many of those bridges that they only needed 2 or 3 days to model a bridge. So we can now do a standard bridge survey in Kentucky for about a quarter to a fifth of the time that it would take, and the time directly correlates to the fee that we're billing. And a lot of what we learned is how to manage the flow of information for land surveyors.
There's a lot of firms out there that want guys to go out and collect 1,000 points before they come home a day, and that's not our push. Our push is to be smart and to make sure you know what you're collecting, collect the useful data, collect the data that's going to be able to be helpful in the office.
I couldn't do my job if I wasn't given good data. It's not me creating models that look amazing. It's the surveyors that are giving me data that is amazing.
It feels really good to come to work in the mornings and know that you're going to be using some of the best equipment in your field. And you're going to be working with some of the best people in your field as well. When I was a kid, I never imagined that I would have a career in surveying. I never really imagined I'd have a career at all. I kind of come from a broken home. Before I came to QK4, I actually was coming out of a recovery house. And a good friend of mine called me up and he said, do you want a job making $20 cash an hour walking around Louisville? And I was like, yeah, sure. And that's when we did the sidewalk survey. You had like a tablet on this buggy and it had a laser pointing out the bottom of it and it had a camera on top of it and they had the whole city mapped out. I thought once that sidewalk job was over, I'd be looking for a job somewhere else. I came in the office one morning and a friend of mine, Jeremiah, gave me an envelope. He said, take a look at it. And I opened it up and it was a contract to be hired on at QK4 and I couldn't really believe it. And they trained me. I mean, they were real patient with me. They let me, I got my CST certification, which is a certified survey technician. They gave me all the tools at this company to succeed and learn the job that I'm doing today.
I spent 5 years in the military, did 2 combat deployments, and once to Iraq and then one Syria, where I gathered a lot of experience. Then shortly after, I knew there was a need to be a switch. Then I was spending a lot of time away from family and friends and loved ones, so I was like, something has to change. I got a hold of Ben Chinnaberry at QK4, and him and I just, it was like electricity. We were like going back and forth, and the excitement was tangible, and that started my journey to QK4. QK4 recognized that I had extensive knowledge and experience in military use UAVs, but I lacked the experience in the commercial side of UAVs. So they were willing to work with me on kind of building that core set of skills, and then I was able to take these very sophisticated systems and platforms and give them a simplified approach. Being like, hey, this aircraft can do this, and this is how the software manages it, and this is what the deliverable will be. So I think that's a pretty significant part of my role at QK4.
I know that skills mean a lot as far as experience goes on a person's resume. I also know that attitude and respect and holding oneself to a high standard is more important than sometimes the skills that they possess. It's important for us to have team members that want to be here and want to work for QK4, or we want team members that we as QK4 want to be like. So there may be surveyors out there in the industry that use technology wisely, are profitable in their projects, have good clients that rely on them, and those kind of people that we want to be like, we want to emulate, we welcome them into QK4.
I never thought in my entire life that when my alarm went off in the morning that I would smile and be like, I'm going to work. But you know, working at QK4 makes that really easy.
I take each job like it's my own, like I'm the one paying for it to make sure it's done right. Every job that we do, it might not be here in Kentucky and it might not be in my own community, but it's in somebody's community, and I don't want to go in and do bad work for somebody else's community when I wouldn't want them to come in and do that in mine. So I try to take care of everybody just like they're my neighbor.
When you look at the partners that you want to work with to deliver something that is this exciting, this innovative, this complex, this personal to a lot of people, working with QK4 allowed me to have a partner that really focused on being on the cutting edge of technology, that focused on taking a personal approach to addressing complex challenges and embracing the teamwork and the partnership that you have to have across company boundaries, across company cultures. QK4 was a terrific partner.